morning. It's Sunday, November 4th, and just arrived. It's about 9 a.m. I just arrived down here in Berryvillle, Virginia, West Virginia, actually. About a 3.5-hour drive. So I just came down to sort on some fresh cows and keep Layla moving, seeing as though the fall weather set in. And not too much going on up in South Jersey right now, so here we are. Just getting ready to brush her down and get her all tacked up. So, a lot of you, or some of you that sort of follow me on Facebook, this is how it goes down. Usually, trailer into my location. Once I get here, get her brushed off and brushed down and cleaned up and looking presentable. It's a beautiful day. It's probably around about 55, 56 degrees out here. Not chilly, nice and cool. Beautiful day to ride a horse. Hopefully there's a lot of riders coming. We'll see. Spray I use, it's called Trim Shine. Softens up the tail so I can brush it. Makes it look shiny. Works really well. Softens up her tail, makes it manageable so I can braid it. I love coming down here to Berryvillle. Nice and quiet. It's a really pretty ride coming down here. I love being in the country, as you know. This is like my mental detox. Being with my horse, riding, getting away, getting out in the country. When I first got her, I've had Layla now for a little over 2 years. And she's still young. She's only 6. You know, when I first got her, went through a lot of changes with her because she was young and inexperienced and full of juice. She still is full of juice, but she's starting to really mature for me, turn into a good horse. One time, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know if this was a horse for me, but I hung in there and stayed patient with her. She turned out to be a really, really good horse. And these type of horses are hard to come by. Real good ones. When people get a good one, they don't let it go. They keep and hold on to them. So she's turned out to be a good one. And right now I'm holding on to her. I've had Since I started this game, this sorting game, I've had 5 horses. She's my 5th. And so far, I've kept her the longest. She's really athletic, really cowy. She likes doing her job. She likes getting treats more, but I had to cut the treats out. Because, or put it like this, I drastically cut back on them. Treats can make a horse sour. You gotta be careful when you're giving these horses stuff like that. Sometimes they lose respect for you. And then they start begging, start getting in your space. You always got to maintain that you're the alpha. And when you put those treats in front of them, they don't know how to act. So today, like I said, we're down here in Berryvillle, Virginia. We're going to do some sorting. Probably run 2 classes. The open. And I don't know what other class they're going to hold, but I'm going to ride the open and another class. Been in horses since I was 12 years old, and it started when my dad used to take us to a place where they rented horses for an hour, and we do trail rides. Me and my brother. My dad would run his errands, and then he put us out there on the horse for an hour or 2. And I was fortunate enough that where I grew up in Philadelphia, in the suburbs, that people around us had horses, and I would always venture over to their farms and ask them if I could help them out and participate with taking care of the horses and maybe ride them. And that's where the love started. But I think, realistically, it's a little bit deeper than that too, because my dad, he was from the country down in North Carolina, and he was raised on the farm. So I feel like what I'm doing right now, the lifestyle I'm living, somewhat of a cowboy, has a lot to do with my dad. He wasn't a cowboy, but he was a farmer. And I love being in the country. And I love being around horses, and I love animals in general, but I love horses for sure. At this point in time in my life, I'll be honest with you, I can't imagine really spending my weekends doing anything else. This is what I like to do: ride horses and be around people that share this, love of, horses. A lot of people ask me. I go different places now. When I first started riding, I just did trail riding. I never rode competitively like I ride now. I ride competitively now. And the horses are different. These horses I'm riding right now, they're athletes. And the horses I rode before, they were just basically trail horses. So the furthest I've traveled so far is Texas. I've been over New York, I've been in Pennsylvania, I'm down in Virginia, and some other places, but it's funny how people sometimes look at me and ask me, You know, how'd you get into horses, or where'd you come from? You know, and I think it's just some people haven't been exposed to Afro-Americans riding horses. They think that, only people ride horses are people out west and stuff like that. But, there's a big circle of people that ride horses that are Afro-American, even in Texas and all over the country. But, it's a question, and I answer it freely, no problem. Try to open up people's eyes and their minds a little bit. Fortunately, I was raised with an open mind, so it's easy for me to communicate with people about, my loving horses and where I started at. I like to take real good care of my horse. I like a horse that's nice and round, but still healthy and athletic. As you can see, Layla looks good. She's not fat, nice and healthy. So she's all brushed up. Now I'm gonna go through that saddle on her. First thing I do is put the saddle pad on her. Make sure it's nice and even. And I grab the saddle itself. The saddle is pretty heavy. Probably weighs about 60, 70 pounds. Throw the saddle on her. Check both sides, make sure it's properly set and even, because you don't want to put a saddle on a horse if it's not right, because it makes them uncomfortable and it irritates them, and you could do something bad to the horse. So I make sure that saddle is nice and even and centered in the right place, right up on their back. It looks like a lot of people are starting to show up. So I guess it's going to be a good crowd. So that means the competition is going to be here. So we're going to put some bell boots and some splint boots on her, and these help protect her tendons in her legs when we're cutting on the cows. It's very important that you protect your horse when you're riding it. and put any type of supporting apparatus on her that's going to help protect her when she's cutting, because her feet going to go, when the horse is cutting, chasing cows and twisting her legs up, they go back and forth. So these things help protect the horse's legs. Now I'm going to braid her tail. When I braid a tail, it's just not trying to be pretty, but keeps the tail from dragging when they're running, and so you don't pull the hair out. Tail braided. Let me grab the bridle, so when we get ready, all complete, ready to ride, put it on the side of her saddle for right now. I'm going to tighten up this girth strap, sit a little bit.